6:48 right now, time for the morning rush. We are seeing a new video after 4 people were left injured when BCSO says that a house party in an Albuquerque neighborhood got out of hand. Deputies say that 1 person was hit by gunfire and 3 others were hit by cars as the chaos erupted on Alegria in Paradise Hills. Now, BCSO says no arrests have been made at this point, saying that both victims and witnesses have been uncooperative. Albuquerque police are continuing their investigation of a murder at Adam Food Market that's on Central and Pennsylvania Street. Last night, police say that they responded to reports of a woman who had been shot. When they arrived, they found her body. Now, as of this morning, no further details regarding this incident have been released. An Albuquerque man who is known as the Wobbly Tire Bandit is facing charges in more than 120 felonies. An investigation revealed 38-year-old A.B. Chavez was linked to roughly 34 burglaries. Officers say that Chavez was using his 8- and 12-year-old daughters to help him in his crime spree. Chavez has since been in custody since his arrest in October. Erica.
And here's a look at our school day forecast. It will be feeling chilly this morning. Temperatures around freezing, but a mild afternoon with mostly sunny skies and light winds.
One state lawmaker is now pushing a proposal that would add more rules on the sale of firearms. The Firearm Industry Accountability Act would ban anyone in the industry from false advertising or using deceptive trade practices. And it also puts new controls on the industry, like requiring stores to lock up their guns when the store is closed. 2 state representatives are now looking to remove Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham from office over her controversial public health order. Representatives Stephanie Lord in Albuquerque and John Block from Otero County, they have filed articles of impeachment against the governor. Their reason is her executive order last year that barred all citizens from carrying firearms in public. Some Nob Hill residents are expressing their opinions on recent transformations to neighborhood properties. Last year, a Greek food staple in Nob Hill moved out and a nightclub moved in. Meanwhile, another property of concern is a motel that is attracting crime. The city says that a new owner is taking over that motel soon. The deal should be finalized this week. Erica.
And here's a check on our threat index. It's moderate today as we'll be seeing 55-mile-per-hour gusts in northeast New Mexico.
A one-of-a-kind dance and fashion event will be held in Santa Fe. Guests will get to enjoy a night filled with Native American fashion, while also supporting the For Kinship Indigenous Futures Fund, which helps Native American artists. That event will be held at the Center of Contemporary Art in Santa Fe on February the 10th. One New Mexico County Sheriff is implementing a program that can provide a new life to people behind bars. Sheriff Mark Cage is bringing the Ignite program to the Eddy County Detention Center. That program gives criminals behind bars the chance to earn their GED, hone life skills, and learn financial literacy. Sheriff Cage hopes to have the program running in the county jail by June. Former President Trump was threatened with being removed from the courtroom for talking out loud during testimony on day 2 of his defamation trial. Former President Trump was warned of being thrown out by Judge Lewis Kaplan for his reactions to E. Jean Carroll's testimony. Yesterday, Carroll told jurors that she has received regular death threats since she publicized the sexual assault committed by former President Trump. Erica.
All right, a check on traffic. The maps are clear, no accidents or slowdowns. Trackers heading south on I-25 near the Big I and moving up to speed.
An Olympic gold medalist is visiting Hawaii to promote reading. Former ice skater Christy Yamaguchi visited students in Linapuni Elementary School in Honolulu on Tuesday. Yamaguchi has written 4 children's books and promotes reading through her Always Dream Foundation, which provides families with a tablet, a digital library, weekly text messages, and training.
Time now for the 5 facts. At number 5, one New Mexico County Sheriff is working to have a program that gives opportunities to people behind bars up and running by the summer. Sheriff Christopher Swanson of Genesee County, Michigan, created the Ignite program inside his jail nearly 4 years ago. The program gives criminals and the accused an opportunity to earn their GED, hone life skills, and learn financial literacy. Now, with the help of the National Sheriff's Association, New Mexico Sheriff Mark Cage is bringing Ignite to Eddy County Detention Center. Here in New Mexico, Sheriff Cage hopes to have the program running by the county jail by June.
At number 4, 2 state reps are looking to remove Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham from office over her controversial public health order. Representatives Stephanie Lord in Albuquerque and John Block from Otero County, they have filed articles of impeachment against the governor. Their reason is her executive order last year that barred all citizens from carrying firearms in public. where their filed resolution states that the order overstepped the governor's power, misused public resources, and violated residents' Second Amendment right to bear arms.
And number 3, it's going to be a mild day across the state, and temperatures will be back into the 40s, 50s, and 60s out there. We could even see a couple of 70s in the southeast plains.
And number 2, some Nob Hill residents are expressing their concerns over or on recent transformations that's coming to neighborhood properties. Last year, a Greek food staple in Nob Hill, Yanni's, moved out, and the nightclub Oak and Ivy moved in. Neighbors say that they're also at their wits' end when it comes to the Highway House Motel after fires, explosions, and squatters have left the space unusable. The city says that a new owner is taking over the motel soon. That deal should be finalized this week. And at number 1, we are now seeing the moments after Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies say that a house party in an Albuquerque neighborhood got out of hand, leaving 4 people injured. The typically quiet Paradise Hills neighborhood turned chaotic as gunshots rang out and cars sped up and down the street, waking up neighbors on an October night. Investigators say that it all started with a house party on Alegria that witnesses say got out of control when the host shut it down. Once deputies arrived, they found bullet casings scattered over the area near Irving and Unser. BCSO says that no arrests have been made at this point, saying both victims and witnesses have been uncooperative.